Americans are remembering country music legend Dolly Parton today.
Her family announced today that she died peacefully at her home in Nashville at the age of 80. She rose from humble beginnings in Tennessee to earn the unofficial title of Queen of Country Music, winning 11 Grammys throughout her career.
She was also known for her roles on the big screen in films like 9 to 5 and her work as one of the country's most beloved philanthropists. Part of Dolly's legacy is a huge part of the Ozarks, just to our north in Branson, Missouri, where Dolly's Stampede is located.
Yeah, that's where we find 5 News reporter Taylor Howard tonight, where there is a growing memorial there. Taylor.
Yeah, Darren and Morgan, we've been making our way to Branson this afternoon, and even before we got here, we found people remembering Dolly in their own way. About an hour south in Eagle Rock, one woman has been listening to Dolly on the radio that so many of us have come to know and love. Inside Roy's gas station, it's been Dolly Parton song after Dolly Parton song, and her loss is hitting everyone in their own way. Her songs are helping people navigate the shock of her loss. Melanie Wells works behind the counter and says she's been listening to Dolly since she was a little girl. Her friend Roberta Flack works right next door and says Dolly's music was something she shared with her grandmother. And here in Branson, Dolly Stampede says working with Dolly for almost 4 decades was one of their greatest honors. The company says Dolly elevated everything she touched, but her kindness and love for people left the biggest impression.
You never think the icon is ever going to go away. You never think that. And then when it does, it hurts. But again, you start clinging to the positive.
A memorial has now been set up here at Dolly Stampede for people who want to come and remember her. And tonight at 10, we'll have more on Dolly's connections to the Ozark. Live in Branson, covering news where you live, Taylor Howard, 5 News.
All right, Taylor, thanks. We'll see you at 10. The Northwest Arkansas National Airport moving forward now with a major expansion. The Airport Authority Board approved the winning bid for a new concourse. 5 News reporter Jada Daniels spoke with airport leaders there about what this new project is all about.
As more people travel through Northwest Arkansas, the XNA Airport is looking to expand with a new western concourse that will bring more gates and more space for travelers. Today, the board met to discuss the next steps. Airport leaders say the Western Concourse has been in the works for years, and now XNA has a winning bid for the 111,000 square foot project.
A super exciting day. So the board just approved the winning bid for XNA's Western Concourse, which will be obviously a brand new concourse for the airport, massive expansion.
An expansion, she says, is necessary to keep up with the growth happening across the region.
I think in order to have a successful region, you need reliable air service, right? And Northwest Arkansas has a huge sense of pride in their airport, and we're always thinking about that as we're looking towards the future, how we can expand, how we can make their air travel experience so much better.
The multi-million-dollar project will replace the airport's 2 existing B gates, offering much larger areas, giving travelers more holding space, restrooms, and concession options.
So what will happen is the existing B gates, those 2 will go away, and then there will be 7 gates from the project, the Western Concourse project. So net 5 additional gates, but the gates are much bigger than the ones that we have in the A concourse, so they accommodate narrow body aircraft.
Tyler says the new development isn't just about the now, but preparation for years down the line.
Thinking about growth over the next 50, 100 years. It's no secret that Northwest Arkansas is growing, and we're kind of part of the home front of Northwest Arkansas, and so we need to make sure that we can accommodate not just those that are visiting Northwest Arkansas, but also the people living here.
Tyler tells me she's hopeful construction will start by the end of the year. In Benton County, covering news where you live, Jada Daniels, 5 News.
The upgrades at the airport come as it continues to record a record number of passengers. June and July both had a record number of enplanements. That's the number of people departing from the airport. Nearly 130,000 reported each of the last 2 months. XNA says it expects the total enplanements to set a new record this year, surpassing last year's record.
The former head football coach at Fort Smith's Northside High School has reached a $500,000 lawsuit settlement with the school district. Coach Felix Curry filed that lawsuit after he was removed as head coach and reassigned as a detention class monitor in 2024. Curry's lawsuit alleged the decision not to renew his contract was the result of racial discrimination. He was the district's first African-American head coach. His attorney, Joey McCutcheon, says the lawsuit settlement totals $525,000 and ends that litigation. Also developing today, Fayetteville police have arrested a man who is accused of taking photos of women and children without their consent inside a Walmart store. Chaz Blaze is charged with 7 counts of video voyeurism. Investigators say a store employee saw Blaze taking photos and then alerted security. He was arrested at his home after Fayetteville police spoke with the victims. At least one of those victims was confirmed to be under the age of 10.